Hello everyone and welcome back to Surviving Mars, where we are on the verge of release, and due to our proximity to release, I have been made aware by the developers that there will very likely be a save-breaking patch released in the very near future. That is something that obviously we don't want to let happen. So I'm going to be batch recording this in a pretty big way over the next day or so, just to make sure that we actually get through this. We've got the triboelectric scrubbers. Just to make sure that we get through this playthrough without any unfortunate events occurring. Mostly, I want to get to the end of the mystery. As long as we pass through the mystery, I'm going to consider this Let's Play more or less concluded. We have a ongoing stream game as well, which is currently encountering a mystery called the Dredgers, as well as one completed stream game where we managed to complete the Wildfire mystery. So if you're interested in those, you can head over to my Twitch channel and watch the VODs. I may even upload them onto the YouTube channel as well in a little tiny bit more of an edited format. I generally don't put much editing into my stream VODs, and it's been a long time since I've actually uploaded them to the channel, so I'd be interested in knowing what you thought about the idea. But yes, I will aim to at least complete these up to the point that we have the mysteries completed, because I think that's probably the more interesting part of all of this. Can we turn these on? Maintenance already requested. Good. I'm going to turn them on now just so that we can get them maintained as a matter of some urgency, because we have a cold wave on the way. Do we need maintenance on any of you? Yes, please get that maintained. And on you, yes, also get that one maintained. Keep these at a very high priority. I want these maintained aggressively, to be perfectly honest. That one doesn't need any help though, so that's fine. Right, okay, let's have a look. Oxygen, not doing great. Water, not doing fantastic. In fact, we're losing a lot of water compared to our oxygen. Right, so we may want to look at increasing that. But the first things first, we have got the votes in, and the votes are actually a little bit surprising. I'll be perfectly honest, when I recorded the last episode, I said, I don't even know why I'm waiting for a vote. I'm fairly certain I know what's going to happen. And the opposite actually happened. Well, not strictly opposite, there isn't really an opposite with this, but destroy them, got about 5% of the vote. Don't worship them, got 34% of the vote, and preserve them got around about 60% of the vote. But preserve them won, and that is something that really surprised me. I'll be honest with you, I was very surprised by that. We are going to place these cubes down here. Now, I've had a request to see what the effects would be on a solar panel, and sure, that seems like a reasonable thing to assign, so let's get on that right away. Okay, now that we have the triboelectric scrubbers, these are extremely important to build, but they do require circuits, which we don't have many of. So I'm going to hold off on that for now. I'd actually like to allow things to be developed a little bit more around there. We do need to get a couple of things going. Are we actually able to get over there? I'm fairly certain we're not. Loads of people have said, why aren't you going over there? And the reason why I wasn't going over there is I was absolutely certain that we couldn't. But in fact, it looks like I can. Wow. All right. I stand corrected, everyone. I stand very much corrected. I do apologize. There may have been a confusion with the last stream game I played, because I had a very similar setup here, and the uneven terrain meant that I couldn't pass along there. Uneven terrain meant I couldn't pass along there, so I had to go through the middle with tunnels, and it looks like I simply accepted that it was the same case here. But I stand corrected. Thank you very much for posting the comments to get it to my attention. I do apologize for being such a derp about it, honestly. Right, let's get these areas scanned. Now, someone was asking, how am I scanning so quickly? Well, the secret lies in having lots and lots and lots of sensor towers built up around the place. Right, you're on the roll. Actually, no, let's take you down here, please. Thank you. Where are you? You're currently out of power all the way over there. Wow, okay, I left the colony in a bit of a bad state, didn't I? Man, I'm sorry, everyone. Alright, let's get over here and sort this out. We've currently got Cube Depot all the way down here. Now, generally speaking, I think I would rather have the cubes very far away from my colony, but that may not be the easiest thing to do. We're already starting to stock these up. Well, oh, proximity to black cubes. 13% improved power production. Wow. Well now. That is very nice. Sure, we'll expand this out a little bit then, I think. Wasn't expecting that. That is very, very good. Does it... sure, we'll place down a couple more of them. We'll see how that goes. I'll get rid of this one for now. Right, you are currently charging up. Good. Yes, I know. We'll get you sorted, don't you worry. Alright, let's get you over there as well. Oops, wrong place. Let's get you over here instead. Right, we don't need to be on this really slow speed right now. Again, I do actually play on a much slower speed as standard when I'm streaming. For those who have been asking if I could take things a little bit slower, but right now, because I'm desperately trying to record ahead of the patch, I am going to go at least on this speed, and we'll probably actually pump it up a little bit where we can. Okay, it doesn't seem to get any better with larger numbers of cubes nearby. Fair enough. Bit of a shame, but fair enough. But that will get us a nice little bit of power. I mean, it's not a grand amount, but we might be able to improve it somehow with a little bit more focus. Right, we are desperately going to need more units across here being built up. I'm gonna have to swing by here and make sure that this is all fixed. Can I get that repaired at all? No. Well, okay. As soon as we've got you charged, I'll head back and take care of that.
Sector scan.
In fact, you've got enough charge now to get back here on your own. So let's get you down there. And indeed, let's get you over there so that you can help repairing all of this. We want all of that concrete. There we are. Now, I do believe I've already mentioned that the reason why I'm able to scan so quickly is the amount of sensor towers I've placed down. And it's actually not very hard to place down sensor towers, especially once you have a transport and a remote-controlled unit, a remote-controlled rover as well to take care of that for you. Now, how are things going around the rest of the colony? 4 unemployed. That's not too bad.
Sector scan.
We're not going to go for extra work shifts here because it's likely to cause a bit of sanity damage that I would rather avoid if I can. How about over here? We could, in fact, just drop an extra 2 people working there. Do we need anyone else? No, we'll hold on to the rest. This dome can definitely afford to expand a little bit more. Now we'll get someone else working in the casino there, which will be quite nice. It would be nice to get an extra factory, but that's something that we'll have to look into.
Breakthrough discovered.
Ooh, there we are. Interplanetary learning. Let's see. Schools can train the workaholic and hippie traits. Ooh, now we're cooking with fire. Taking student exchange programs to a whole new level. I approve. I approve enormously of that. I really do miss the random position that I managed to get with Martian patents in my current stream game. It ended up costing like 1,950 research to finish researching that, which meant it was incredibly more efficient than the Martian copyrights. In fact, it meant you could print money for all intents and purposes because the money you'd have to invest to research the Martian patents was less than the money you'd get from researching that many Martian patents across 5 sols. So as a result, you just kept researching it, or as I did, I interspersed it with other technologies, just so I was making progress in other fields. But effectively, I just had free money rolling in constantly, and that is one of the interesting things about the randomness of the research. It can break the balance of the game in a way, but it doesn't feel that. Like, with a game that is actually balanced poorly, and that's just the game, it can feel a little bit lackluster. But when it's just luck, I don't know. It feels like you're snatching a cheeky little victory there, and it takes on a different quality in my mind. I don't personally find it as unappealing as when it's just that way, and it's always that way, and it's always going to be that broken. Right, we are still waiting on maintenance. That's unfortunate. I really want this repaired rather sharpish, if you could. I'll be honest, we need it done.
Research complete.
Martian-born adaptability, fantastic. Now that means that colonists graduate faster in universities and sanatoriums and have a higher chance to gain perks from school. And this actually will touch on a topic that I've had quite a few people commenting. I had one individual who seemed quite frustrated with the way I set up the Kinderdome, feeling that I had completely broken the game and I was playing it wrong. Well, first and foremost, thank you very much for posting the comment and trying to offer me feedback. Secondly, you need to work on your delivery a little bit because you'll catch more flies with honey than with what's that saying? You'll catch more flies with honey than water, or something along those lines. But nevertheless, the reason why I've set this out, I've got multiple schools because of the way that schools are random chance. The way a school works is there is a random chance that any child who studies at that school will pick up a perk, and it's based on the amount of time they spend there and also on your research. Having multiple schools means that you can train multiple different perks if you want. For example, here I've got Enthusiast, Composed, Nerd. Religious is a good trait. It has no drawback whatsoever in the game sense, so you can train spirituality with your children, and it will just generally mean that they've got a higher base morale and are also incapable of committing suicide. Playgrounds have a limited number of slots for them to work in, and if you've got a lot of children, it can mean that some children won't get there. Though with playgrounds, it's less important than schools to have multiples of them, because as long as a child has at least spent some time in the playground once during their childhood, then they will have the potential to just cultivate random perks. So having 3 here, it's not efficient at all. It's just nice. I like the idea that to have a dome full of children, full of playgrounds. I don't know. It's just one of those aesthetics things. It's not for efficiency. It is for more of the character of the dome. But the schools absolutely are for efficiency. Right, let's get more of these scanned. There we are. Right, where are you? We need you out here researching. And you...
Hello, Miss Public Service.
Would like you to
I've been a long-time fan of the great music you play.
Time, aren't you?
Regarding our future educational system,
will.
I have an idea.
We'll see, though.
If our kids start their training at age 4, they will likely reach the
academic
level to start their lives as productive citizens by age 20.
The mysterious cubes continue to appear across the colony.
Your proposition is appealing,
Mission Control
but I
advises
wanted
all
children to
personnel
absorb abstract
to remain
information
calm and
any
stick to
earlier than they
protocol.
already do today.
Very well. The cube structures
Instead,
tend to emerge
I
without
suggest
warning,
we exclude
as
subjects that
unscientific
don't
as it may
apply to
sound,
life on Mars,
out of thin air.
like
Apart from their
domestic
evident
art and
presence,
handicrafts.
so far the
Okay?
structures pose no threat to the colony. Until further investigation, however, the Scientific Board of Mission Control has decided to impose an information blackout on the matter to prevent the spread of panic and fear amongst the colonists. There is a certain sense of urgency to this, it seems. Power of 3, for they came in numbers. Okay.
Found.
How many? Oh dear. Alright, well, we can destroy them, but I do not wish to. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm getting flashbacks. Next thing we know, new star, calling in now. I will clearly need more of these. Right. Have we managed to get that up and running yet? We have not. That is extremely worrisome. Extremely worrisome. And the coal disaster starts very soon. Let me just pause this a moment. Make sure that all of our things are upgraded and maintained. Yes, they are. Okay, good. Are they turned on, though? Yes, they are. Double good. All right. We're fine. We're fine. There we go. It's all right, everyone. Don't panic. Don't panic. Right. You're doing okay. You'll be bringing us in a bit of cash shortly. Idle extractors. Oh, no. Oh, no. Our water extractor here has become idle. Oh, well, in that case, then I'm going to just shut it down. I'm not going to turn it off. I'm not going to break it down because I don't think we'll actually get much from it. that we need right now. And there are certain technologies much later, or rather in breakthroughs. Now, the breakthroughs are the true random technologies. Everything else, you can kind of... They're more or less stable. That I've seen. Anyway, that could possibly not be the case.
Our colonists are starving.
Really? That doesn't seem to be entirely the truth. Because I seem to recall a massive amount of food down here. Okay. Well, what we'll do then is we'll quickly shuffle some of this food up instead. Because they aren't actually producing any food of their own up here. So, sure, let's move some of the food around using one of my transports. That will possibly be a big help. Right, where are you right now? You're actually doing really well with your battery. Well done. Very well done. I'm impressed. Remarkably impressed, in fact. Have we got this working? No, we do not. That
Vehicle
is
battery low.
most unfortunate.
Sector
We've got a lot of
scan.
starving colonists, though. That is very, very ungood. Well, given in fairness, we've got a massive amount of people living here. For one grocer to be able to manage that, it's asking a lot, I feel. Okay, I'm going to break this down, and I'm going to place a diner here. It'll require a little bit of extra work, but it will offer my colonists somewhere else that they can eat. There we go. Let's get that in position, just above the grocer, so people have options if they want to make a home cooked nutrient cube. They can. If they want to go out and
Sector
eat
scan.
gourmet nutrient
Select
cubes,
a sector to
they
scan.
can. Right. Let's continue with the scanning. We've got many more places to scan.
Breakthrough discovered.
Nocturnal adaptation. Ooh, all colonists gain plus 20 performance during night shifts. The greater distance from the sun makes it so that all colonists have to cope with psychological strain of receiving reduced sunlight. This fact, combined with newly discovered techniques, allows us to considerably boost the productivity of those who work outright night shifts. That would be certainly nice. I think it would be a very nice thing to get, so yeah, sure, let's go for that then. How are we doing with power at the moment? We're doing okay. Water shortage, yeah, that's unfortunate. Have we got these upgraded? We could pull a bit more power in order to get a little bit more out of them. We haven't got that much water there, though. Got a chunk more over here. Ooh, why is this? Waste rock storage is full. Oh dear, that is tragic. I really need these to be taken care of then. Please get up here and move that waste rock. We need a lot more drones. Right, well in that case, let's see, who's not doing any work? That would be you. If I move you over there, you're going to run out of power. So let's not do that. Let's move you down here instead. As for you, you've already run out of power. That's quite unfortunate. We are still waiting on electronic circuits. Right, well, you've almost... I'll let you finish this one. Right, don't take any more. Just finish this movement. Just move it all up there. Please and thank you. We really need to get those running. There we go. That's a little bit better. A little bit better, but not a great deal. How are we doing down here? Okay. I could turn off the automated mode here just so that we can get some more drones made. Might be worth it.
Sector scan.
We are doing okay for electronics, but for some reason they're just not getting moved around. And that could be because this doesn't have any electronics in there. We've got one electronic cube being moved down. Can we see if there are any electronics there? No, we can't easily see that any have been stockpiled. Alright, well, it's not a great position to be certain. Right, I'm going to turn this off then, and we're going to launch now, since we can. Go ahead and launch. Where are you headed? What? Why? I don't understand. Why? Why did you come all the way? Curious and curiouser. Very well, let's go ahead and grab these electronics. Then we'll pick up these ones and I'm going to carry them down manually. That seems like a very urgent priority right now. And if you could also grab these for me. Please and thank you. More sectors scanned all the time. There we go. It's going to start slowing down there because we haven't built any... oh, there we go. We've got the shuttles built. Fantastic. We'll just go ahead and drop these off right there. I think that would be fine. Where's the nearest Omni depot? Just down there. Yeah, we will drop these off right here because there's lots of things that need them in there. That one specifically needs them. Hopefully we can get that up and running, and then everything else will start moving along a little bit more predictably. Let's see. How much metal is around there? Not very much at all, really. We've got 23 over there, 16. Not the best. Not the best at all. Getting another tunnel down there is probably a fairly high priority at this point, I'll be honest. Right,
Sector scanned.
We're keeping everything working here without too much difficulty. I would like you over there researching. But we are going to need a shuttle to bring over some of these components as soon as possible, please. As soon as possible. We've got so many things that are currently run down because we've run out of mechanical parts. And that is always the risk, and more our energy is going to be going astray as well. So, one thing you can do to fix that up is this. Now, I was extremely excited to get this one up and running. We're going to place it about there.
We can't hide the truth from the public.
Okay.
Not when the colony's being swarmed by black cubes.
Very well. Without any credible explanation, the colony was soon flooded with various rumors and interpretations of the mystery. What if they're bombs? Billions of tiny bombs. Or transport capsules, maybe, with a mini robot inside. Or deadly hard drives. Deadly hard drives? Or alien eggs. Or messages needing decoding. Or they're all parts of a bigger whole. Jigsaw puzzles that need to be put together. The team at Mission Control is against trying to spread further misinformation and propaganda. Partially because it would just add the total confusion, but mainly because it would endanger the philosophical principles of our mission. We could only trust in our colonists and hope for the best. We have come up with something better. Okay, we have to come up with something better. Right. Now, this can, much like the heater, you can increase the range of it. If we place it there, we should be able to increase it out. Well, we'll err on the side of caution. We'll place it here. And we should be able to hit quite a lot of these. And once that is up, it'll drain a lot of power if we increase it to its full size. But that will overall help us out quite a lot to get that up and running. Now, we've got plenty of food around here. That's good. And plenty of food still up there. Also good. Storage space is currently full for metals. That's fine. We need machine parts over there. I would also very much like all of them to get the polymers they need to upgrade. Right, we'll get to you in just a moment. As soon as this is fixed, which is taking a while, I'll be honest. A little bit frustrated by that. But once we've managed to scan these two anomalies, then we can get both of our researching, our explorers down the bottom there, and that should be much better for us. We've got one more solve and 1 hour before we can turn off the ground heaters. We've got plenty of rare metals as well. That's actually very nice to see. How are we doing for unemployed? Our unemployed is not terrible. What we are hurting for, though, is drones. Perhaps I should adjust my research priorities for that then. Neoconcrete. I'm going to drop that. And we're going to drop factory AI. Instead, we're going to go for drone printing. We'll pick that one up for now. Then we'll continue with the interplanetary learning. I think that will be quite nice. We could, of course, then get rover printing at some later stage, which would further help us. Field extractors, excuse me. Field extractors would be a very nice one as well. Farm automation, decrease the numbers of workers in farms. That's also pretty useful. We'll keep the money that we've got there because I am going to buy just a swell of drones and send them up here because we are definitely hurting for the lack of drones right now. That is definitely a big issue.
Low.
Would that be you? Would that be you? That would probably be you. How much longer do you have to go? You're almost done here, so I think you should be okay. let's get you to move in, and we'll have you drop off your materials right there, right next to the recharge location. Alright, we've got plenty of concrete stored at the moment. I'm going to go ahead. We are actually recharging using 100% more power due to freezing weather. Oh wow, really? That is pretty interesting. I didn't realize the drones were that negatively affected, but I guess it makes sense. Right, we'll go ahead and scan up
Sector
all the way to there.
scanned.
We're doing fantastically
Funding
well.
received.
We've got a lot of sensor towers on the map, so
Anomaly
even
analyzed.
far away from sensor towers, we're still getting base 60%.
There's
better.
more to the barren environs of the red planet than meets the eye.
Okay, we've got water conservation and holographic scanning. So both of these techs were in the biotech tree. Nothing groundbreaking that we're really interested in right now. You are very low on battery, and it's going to get even worse simply because you're freezing. So, well, actually, it's only 3% per hour, so it's not that bad. Right, there we are. We'll have you gather up a little bit more battery, then we'll roll on out again in just a moment.
Resources are low.
Yes, I know. Machine parts and electronics are perpetually low in this colony, but we will get there, don't you worry. Now, unemployed 18. One unemployed here. Well, that's fine for the time being, I suppose. How are we doing over here? This is shut down. Let's see. Water shortages are rampant throughout the colony. The main thing is to ensure that the places that need them get it.
Sector
Let's
scanned.
make sure that those are all active all the time. So the domes and, of course, the farms need water as a high priority. Everything else can slow down. So, for example, really, my oxygen storage broken? That's not very good. Right, could I get all of these to shut down and just see how much power we're losing? A good chunk of power, actually. With daybreak, the solar farms will turn on. Wow, look at them, though. My lord. It's craziness. I'm running out of drones to take care of all of this. Continue to try and store them. Doesn't seem to be really making much of an improvement. 50% improved power production. When closer proximity to a high number of black cubes seems to improve the efficiency of the solar panels. Well, you know, that is great. Let's go ahead and place down some more then, shall we? One there. One there.
Sector scanned.
And one here. Sure, let's get those going. Now, I'm going to bring this all the way out to here. And then down along the outside. To about there, and then we'll start stacking them up on the other side as well. This will allow me to put a
Research
triboelectric
complete.
scrubber around here. There we go. Extractor AI is up and running. Marvelous. Now, we don't need extractor AIs out there, but we
Resources
can turn
are
this
low.
on and simply move everyone from... No. Go away. Go away. There we go. My lord. Close workshops, reduce workshop performance. That's fine. This will now run in the night. Anyway, let's not have anyone working. No, go away. There we are. There are just that many unemployed. There are that many unemployed. But I don't want you working through the night. It'll make you really, really, really unhappy. It does look like we need to open up all of the Stirling generators, though. Bit of a shame, that.
Sector
but, okay.
scanned.
Right, we no longer need all of this turned on, so let's shut these down for the time being. There we go. That should do. Nicely. Right, this has been built. Marvelous. Now, if we expand this out, we could have expanded it one more. We're not going to in this case, because we're not going to gain much benefit on these sides. But we've got all of this space in the middle that we can work on. Now, this is going to just dramatically, and I really do mean dramatically, reduce the dust buildup on these buildings. It is fantastically useful. So much so that once you've got it, there's very little reason not to put them pretty much everywhere. Right. Over here, though, it's going to be a bit awkward to find a good spot. I could put one there and expand this out even further. I'd rather not, though, if I can avoid it. If I place one over here, it's way too far from the back row there. But we're losing a lot of potential room there. If I place one in here, it's not so bad. I'm actually going to break this turbine down. We'll have another row of turbines behind it. And we'll use a connecting wire through this little area here to facilitate that. The turbines are the big things that I want to reduce the maintenance on because they're currently using a lot of our machine parts. And that's a pretty big drain on our economy here on Mars at the moment. Could someone come out and break that down? No? Okay then. Right, well, we've got a cargo rocket waiting to launch, and I would like a lot of drones, please and thank you. In fact, just go ahead and fill the entire rocket with drones. Should I take some machine parts? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I wouldn't mind another rover, though. So, sure, we'll bring a rover along as well. There we are, 28 drones and an extra rover. I think that's going to be pretty solid for us, honestly. Sure, go ahead and launch. Alright, let's get you in there. If I place it here, then I don't need to expand it. If I place it here, well, I need to expand it one, well, actually quite a few, looking down there. I should have borne that in mind. That's unfortunate. Now, the difference is, this is taking 12.8, whereas at its basic size, it barely uses 1. But it does cost a lot to make.
The day claimed our last living founder.
Oh, that's a shame.
Spelling the end of an era for us all.
Hortense Bruno had a dream to see humanity united, conquering the stars, and Hortense Bruno allowed nothing to stand in the path of this dream. No hardship, no loss, not even personal safety. What more can anyone be asked to do? We had known many women and men of character, of strength and virtue. Any one of them might have stepped into Hortense Bruno's place, and we would be none the wiser. But we know why Hortense Bruno chose this path. When a heart as big and strong beats in one's chest, it gives no other option but to follow its call. When Hortense Bruno fell, it left a void. Do not let it take over your hearts, friends. Do not mourn the icon of good that we have lost. Rather rise up and become the icon yourself. Let this death be not a blow against the will of humanity to grow, learn, and conquer new frontiers. Rest in peace.